Welcome to the World of Momus podcast. And I am live. I'm just doing one of those random live sessions again, just myself. If you want to drop in, just drop in, say hello, and let's see if it's live right now. It should be live. It seems to be. Yeah, it is. It is live. Over here, we'll have a look on YouTube. It seems to be all good over here as well. I was asking me some silly questions. No. Why would I be making stuff for kids? What's wrong with you, YouTube? Okay. All good, all ready to go. So, I just wanted to drop in um, because I'm actually doing a live stream tomorrow with Paul Golding, the co leader of Britain First. Um, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I'll be doing a stream tomorrow, and I will advertise for it later tonight. But I've been a bit busy these days. As you can see behind me, it's a whole mess. The mess is becoming more and more. So we are in the process of moving homes, and that's why I've been very inconsistent with posting things online, and also doing, like, I haven't done my history and mythology episode for a very long time as well, which is what I want to sort of concentrate on more going forward. Those sort of episodes, because that's why I actually started my podcast. So I want to return to that as soon as I can, doing more of that. But yeah, we shifting homes, and it's been a mess. We still haven't figured out every part of that moving business that is going on. It's not something that yeah, it's not something that we wanted to do. It's sort of, we're forced to move. I think so a lot of people are in that position as well, with the cost of living going high, and having to make some adjustments. And it's all good. Like, it's part of life. It happens. It's sad that we will have to leave Malden, because I really like living in Malden, but we can't afford where we are, so we have to move. And you know, it's part of being an adult, isn't it? It's part of being life. Sometimes it suck, but as long as you can stick it out, and you know that you can get back. Hopefully, in the years coming, the economy will settle down, and we'll be able to make better decisions, so to speak, as a country, and it will affect everyone else's life as well. As you guys know, I'm not a millionaire, so these things affect me anyways. But yeah, that being said, that's just what I wanted to let you know. I recorded a very interesting conversation with Gavin Ashenden, and I have edited that video, but I haven't been able to release that video yet. I'm really eager for you guys to listen to that episode, and we talk about Christianity in that episode, and about the path that we are on, and about the conflict with Islam that Christianity has. And also we talk about the interfaith projects that happen within Church of England, and how both of us are actually against it and shouldn't be happening. It's a very insightful conversation, because Gavin Ashenden also tells us his path in life. In that, like, the first 20 or so minutes is him telling us his path of how he reached where he is right now. So that's very interesting, that's very insightful, and there's a lot to learn from it. I certainly learned a lot from it. It was a very good episode. So I'm hoping in this week or in next week, when it's sort of settled, when I actually know where we're moving to. That's the main issue. Like, we've sold the house, but I don't know where we're moving to. So once that's settled, I can get back into the groove, and I can start posting those episodes, and I can start recording more episodes as well, because there's a lot of people that I want to talk with, a lot of people that I've asked, and they've said yes. So I'm just waiting for all of this mess to settle down, so that I can start recording, and I can start putting out videos. But most importantly, putting out my history and mythology episodes. So I've scripted out the next episode for the history of Malden. It's going to be a very interesting episode. So hopefully I'll get to record it at some point. But anyways, So, what's happened recently? So, if you talk about what's happened recently, well, it's sort of like a moment of "I told you so" that has happened. A lot of other people as well. It's not. I'm not being big-headed about it. It is what it is. I think so. A lot of people invested in Reform Party a lot and are still invested in it. It's fair enough. Like, we need to break the duopoly of the Tories and the Labour. It's understandable why people are invested in Reform, but time and again, it kind of will appear that Reform is not as invested in the public as the public is invested in the Reform Party. And that's because this is what happens with personality cults. You can't have a serious political party if you're going to run on personality cults. This is not America. In America you can run on personality cults because it's populism wins over there, right? So the more popular that you are, you will the presidency, you're not really getting to elect every single person. So like how ours work, like with MPs and stuff like that. And the American president can make executive orders. Our prime minister cannot make executive orders, but I think so people understand that. And the reason why people are, some people I see, like most people I see actually, that I know of, are aggrieved with Nigel Farage, with his recent interview with Stephen Edgington, I think so his name is, a really good guy. His recent interview, they weren't even looking to have solutions of how he's going to do what they want him to do. I think so. People know it's difficult to get these things done, to get these mass deportation of illegal immigrants done. They know it's difficult. They know it's a hurdle getting any of these things done because of how our system have been subverted. That's not the point. The point is that you're looking for a leader who at least have the intention of getting it done, right? This is why people supported reform parties. Like, okay, they might not have a plan right now, but at least he has intention. And this is why I didn't support them, because I didn't think they had a proper plan. But anyways, they thought, like, even if he doesn't have a plan, he has the intention and he'll eventually figure it out. But it just seems like the intention is not fully there as well when you're not willing to discuss it, right? When you're saying that it is not your concern, the demographic change, the declining number of native population is not a concern. Going down in 70% is, it's huge. I mean, I would be concerned. Even though I'm not a native, I would be concerned, because you know with the decline of the native population, you also have the decline of the culture, the values, and the identity of that nation, as it were before. So you don't know what you're getting into. Then you don't know, like, that country loses its identity and it morphs into something else. That's not something I want to be a part of. There's a reason why majority needs to remain majority, because it's a ancestral inheritance, and that's what they carry forward with them, that culture, that values and stuff that keeps it alive. Like, imagine what would Japan be if only 30% of the, or 60% and below percentage of the people, of the people in Japan were actually Japanese. And you would know that in the future is going to just go down and down and down. It would be sad. It would be sad for all of us, because we would know that their culture is going to die with them, and that's a rich culture that would be lost to the world. We wouldn't want that to happen. There are already signs of what will happen to South Korea because of the trajectory that they're in. And people who respect the culture of, and the things that they produce and everything of South Korea would be sad at knowing that they are going to lose their culture, because they're going to lose their people. Culture is not something just out of the blue that anyone can just you know take into. And yeah, it's a bit, you might say it's a bit weird for an immigrant to be saying that, but obviously that's true, right? um, you don't come into a country to to claim to be a native of that country, right? Like, if you're going into that country as an immigrant, you go into that country. with if you have the right intentions as laying your roots down into that country, so your future generations would be a native to that and would assimilate to a point where you cannot tell them apart by their values and culture and so on, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case. If and for that to happen, for that right intention to take its root and to take it and to become apparent in the future, you would want the majority to stay a majority, and you also would want the majority not just to stay a majority, but to stay in a healthy state, right? So if you're presented with a question like that, this is for any future politician who claim to care for the public, I would say that if you claim to care for the native population, if you want to go on these populist slogans, which a lot of the politicians on the right currently like doing, then if someone asks you, is it a concern? Is the demographic change of England a concern for you, right? Is the demographic population, the change of the demographic population, the replacement of it, is it a concern to you? You should say yes to it, right? Yes, it is a concern. And point out to the solutions for it, right? Not just say, oh, we just need people to integrate. Like, what are you talking about? Integrate into what, when there won't be anything left to integrate into, right? And secondly, you should pivot also towards this is the reason why we need pro family policies. This is why we need all the policies to be geared towards helping the young families have more kids, be more successful, be more prosperous in the endeavors, right? Because that is going to ensure that the native population is in a healthy state, the nation is in a healthy state, the culture is in a healthy state, and the values and the traditions are maintained within that nation, right? Why couldn't you say that? Why couldn't you say that? Why do you have to pivot everything to this international sort of liberal, mindset? Oh, as long as we maintain the culture, like, and integrate. I'm sorry, but the people who are coming in have no desire to integrate, have no need to integrate. You're already signaling the whole of the nation, the hierarchy of the nation currently might not be politically right, which it isn't, and it wasn't even when Tories were there, but it's signaling to the world that we need you, that we need people, because our people are are going down, are failing, are like the rates are going down. So we need you, right? And when you are asking for help in that term from a external population, they have no incentive to integrate into you. They were like, okay, why? Like, they won't deport us, they won't do anything, so who cares, right? We'll just go there and we'll just sort of make our own churches, so to speak, right? Yeah, so that this is an issue, this is a major issue, right? And yeah, sorry about if you can hear the vibrating call, because I'm getting a call, but I can't pick up right now because I'm talking with you. So anyways, so this is an issue. This is an issue when you have a politician who presented himself, and a political party which positioned itself as a savior of the public. And this is why I was, really aggrieved with this. You have a politician and you have a political party which positioned itself as the savior of the people, but it doesn't have the right policies or the right thinking, and it doesn't have the right intentions, it seems. Or maybe not the right intention, but it doesn't have a plan, it doesn't have the policies, it doesn't know what it is trying to get. This is not a monetary thing that you're trying to get. You're not just trying to, oh, get Britain in a good monetary state. No, if you don't have a healthy country culturally, right, and spiritually, nothing else matters. Money can come and go, right? The countries go up and down with the economy. That doesn't matter as long as you maintain a good harmonious sort of, and not exactly harmonious. It's like It's not as if like England has never had divisions. England is filled with divisions. England has always been filled with divisions. It might be one of its good points that it can be filled with ideological divisions, division of thought, diversity of thought and stuff, but still have a collective sense of being, right? So, oh, hi there, John. Yeah. Oh, good morning. Oh, yeah, it's morning over there, isn't it? And God bless you too, mate. Yeah. So this is the reason why I was a bit aggrieved about Reform Party, because what they did was they captured the imagination of the people, and they haven't been able to do anything with that. They can't do anything apart from being reactionary, right? 'Cause there is no innovation, there is no vision that is of theirs that can actually change everything. And they're very hesitant to even say anything because they're so afraid that their liberal elite friends, their liberal elite friends in their parties drinking champagne and stuff, might call them racist. They're just so afraid of being called racist that they're not even, able to say the thing that they should be able to say. So, anyways, personally, I think so. It has been for a very long time evident, but there is a time for a proper political party. Some people say, oh, we don't have that much time left, or we have 5 years left, or we have 10 years left, or whatever. uh, you know what, this country is, hundreds of years old. It can survive few years, and a couple of decades, or even more, of the wrong kind of policies. As long as there is a plan implemented now, it's activated now, and can turn the course in time if it's done correctly. So I'm not one of those people who say, oh, we don't have that much time left, or if 5 years left, or otherwise we're doomed. I don't think so. I think so, as long as there is a group of people who are commit who are the right kind of people, and they form a right kind of party with the right kind of political philosophy, with the right intellectual base, that have a plan, a linear political plan laid out, I think so, will be fine. We have to just build towards it, right? So that's the thing. We really have to build towards it. We can't depend on these people who just think like saying these populist slogans actually gets the delivery of the policies. No, we need an intellectual base who come up with the policies, not just with the policies, how to implement those policies, what are the impact of those policies, and how can we make sure that its impact is not detrimental to the whole nation, right? Because yeah, you can't just say something and like you can yeah, yeah, I think so, what I mean. I think so, where my most of my frustrations lie when it comes to politics these days. It's it's a bunch of people without a vision, and they're more interested in getting into power than actually helping the people, you know whether be it left or right. They're just not concerned about that. They're just concerned about their power grab of how they can earn in this mess. you know and this is why I said, I put out a tweet a few days ago, so I don't know if you saw it or what you think about it. But this was why I said I'm not interested in a lot of things that I was a month ago as well. A lot of things, because as far as I can see, nothing productive will happen right now. As of right now, people have to go through the fire anyways, right? People have to suffer to realize a lot of things. So there's no point of me um, creating more and more outrage, reacting to things more and more, and getting myself worked up, destroying my own health or my own career and stuff like that. There's no point right now. The thing is, like, an environment has to be built over time. And once that environment is built, where people are able to express themselves, and people have elevated their thinking to that point where they realize what is actually needed. And basically like an environment where people are made ready to receive the policies and the political leaders that they think that they should have right now. They're actually not ready to receive them. Once that environment is made, then I think so the real work begins. Yeah, yeah, John is completely right. It will take strong man with strong ideas, but in time will come through with a generation that is inoculated against weak-willed beliefs and propaganda. I do believe that, but which is why we have to go through the fire. And this is also why we need to collectively, individually, within this whole collective, uh, of all the Western nations, we have to realize that we need to stop waiting for a savior, right? Because this is what people do. They are they don't want to make the change in themselves. They don't want to do the things themselves. They just want someone else to do it for them, like, right, like I have paid my taxes, so someone should sort this thing out. Right? They don't want to see, or they don't want to self reflect why we are in this mess. We are in this mess not just because of one people. We're not in this mess because of one group of people, because of this powerful cabal or something like that. We're not in the mess because of that reason. Those are all the symptoms. Those are all the symptoms of the core problem of each individual, or many individuals, maybe not all of them, but most of them, losing their individual way in life, right? Getting disconnected from their past, having a break of connection with the spiritual, and falling into this materialistic world. So unless we fix that, and that is part of building the environment, right? That is the part of building the environment from which we can emerge and we can be receptive to the message that needs to be delivered. That part is our own self, working on our own individual selves. Stop falling further into the abyss, into this darkness, into these negative thoughts, into this outrage, into this hate against each other, into building this resentment which is making grown man act like little bitches. And I'm tired of seeing that. And also like these multiple reactionaries. What do you notice here, what do you notice there? All I notice is that you have nothing better to do than to be on internet and get monetization money, and for that you're willing to sell your country, your people, your spirituality, your connection, everything, just for a bit of money. Right? That needs to change. Once that attitude changes, then we can look beyond these things like political right and political left. We can take the ideas of whichever side we want to base ourselves on. Like, I'm more in favor of traditionalism, of whichever land, of you being connected to traditionalism, because that is what informs the future better. Because what your ancestors have built up that knowledge, you take those traditions and you adapt them and you change them a little bit, but you adapt them. You're not changing them for the sake of changing. You're adapting them to the new era, right? But you're carrying that from the past. You're carrying that wisdom from the past, and then you're passing it on. I'm more in favor of that, but whatever other people might be in favor of, unless we do that first step, right, of saying, well, what are the things that we have got wrong individually in our lives, right? So what is it, what is you know if you think about it, right? If you think about it, why are the churches empty, right? Nobody forced people. It's because people stopped going over there. That's why the churches are empty, right? Why are there so many families broken? It's because people have fallen for false idols and false prophets, false ideas, and we have broken up our families. Okay, we are making the bad decisions in our lives. There's a lot of things that we can personally change, and it's not good enough to say, oh yeah, because our circumstances are not good, That is why we are making bad decisions. That's again putting a blame on something else. No, it's your responsibility, right? There's a lot of poor people in this world. Not every poor person becomes a bad person just because of their circumstances. They're given a hard choice and they take that hard choice. Right? So, this is what you need to connect with. And the reason why I'm saying that is not to shame you, it's not to blame you, right? It's not to make you angry on anything, it's to give you the power, right? Because if the most of the problems in your life are your responsibility, are your fault, then you have the power to change them then. And that's a stronger message. That's a stronger message than saying, oh, I'll never be able to do anything because there's a cabal of these people who are like controlling my life, for the terminally ill, red pill people, oh, it's the Jews, or whatever version of that you want to play, like, lizard people or whatever. If you fall down that trap, you know then I think so you're just losing your power, the power of you to change your circumstances, your life. And it might be that you fail again and again and again, but it's the journey that is the whole point. Is that you're living a way of life where you are taking the responsibility, right? And then it's up to your community, the other people individually forming your community, to also take not just their personal responsibilities but the social responsibilities of helping each other, not waiting for a government to come in, not waiting for a savior to come in to say populist words or change your life. You have to create that environment, you have to create it, you have to help each other, you have to help yourself to create an environment, create a community where only the people who come into power, who come into politics, the only people who are acceptable in those positions are the ones that are have the same value as you, because you'll be in majority then. So build the environment first, then people are receptive to it, and from within that environment will come the political leaders that you need. That's my main message, I think so. So, on that matter, that's all I want to say. I've been saying that about, these new emergent political parties a while now. There's other people as well. Pete North have said that as well. Like, you need an intellectual base. Without an intellectual base, all you'll get is a set of people who may come into power, you may bring into power, but they might cause more destruction because they won't know what to do with the power when they get it, right? Or they will make certain changes because they think it's a popular change, right? Because you've said it. People usually don't know sometimes what's good for them policy wise, if they don't know the consequences of one policy affecting the other policy, right? Because it's sort of like a Jenga thing going on within government. Usually that's how it works. So they might just make one change and have, you know irreparable damage for that affects other policies and for the nation as a whole. So you need people who actually know what they're doing. That's what you need, kind of people to come into power. It takes time to cultivate them. So, and as well, why are you looking for quick fixes? I want to ask people that as well. Why are you looking for quick fixes of problems that have taken so long to develop, right? You need a lot of time to undo those things as well. You've been fucked over a very long time. You need a long time to unfuck it, right? So, yeah, I think so. This is also, people need to realize that who are you trying to save your nations for? Because I find that people who want quick solutions, maybe they want to save it for themselves. And I don't think that's the right attitude. If you want to save it for the future generations, then you have to do it step by step, right? You have to think logically. You have to play the waiting game. It's probably going to take 2-3 generations to fix the problems of the West if we start now. So we know we won't get everything right, but we have to build that base first. those base of reforms that we want in our system, that has to be built intellectually first, not just populism, not just getting into power. You don't even need to get into power to actually make those changes. You don't even need to be the government in power to make those changes. There are other forms of power that you can have, other forms of influence that you can have, and you can prepare a whole culture in a way where those ideas are just not that they're not even acceptable, they're not profitable as well for those politicians to have. All right. So I don't think so. I had much to say. I just wanted to actually check my live stream as well. So as I said at the start, which some of you might have missed, I'm doing a live stream tomorrow with Paul Golding, of the co-leader of Britain First, and I should actually remember to send him the link, which I don't think so. I have, and I haven't actually advertised it as well. So I'll put a thumbnail on, advertise it. 5 o'clock tomorrow. That's the plan. 5 till 7 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be doing live stream with Paul Golding. Drop in, ask him whatever you want to ask him. We'll talk to him about the political issues as well. I might be repeating a bit of what I've said right now as well. Tomorrow, we'll see what the plans are of Britain First, on other smaller parties and stuff like that. Um, and other things, other things, other issues that they are talking about, the problems of the churches being sold to the Muslims for building the mosques, converting to mosque and stuff. I think so that's a big issue, that's a big cultural point, stuff like that. So we will be discussing the causes that they are fighting, and try to see what their point of view is, because I want to see everyone's point of view, rather than just focusing on one group of people. Or even, I hate labeling people as well. So I just want to talk about what the public issues are, because they're on the ground, they're talking with public a lot. What do they want? So let's see. And hopefully I'll be in a better position next week to release that episode of Gavin Ashenden, with Gavin Ashenden. It's a really good episode. And you know what? Like, my change, not my change. Um, so after I talked with him, because I talked with him like over 2 days, not consecutive days as well. Like, I think so. They were 2 weeks apart or something. So it gave me a lot of time when I talked with him about the first part of our episode and then the second part of the episode. It gave me a lot of time to self-reflect, right, on not just what he said, but the way he said certain things and stuff. It made me realize. That's what's made me realize about not caring about the things that I was caring about a lot, because I think so, I do still care about them, but I just don't think there's a lot of the things are not going to get done till the people are ready. So our efforts should be concentrated on getting the people ready, but not like just ready to, you know, spiritually ready, intellectually ready. And if we want a political party, I think so we need to build a proper base of the party, intellectual party, and start from fresh. I think so. England has an opportunity right now. The Britain as a whole as well has an opportunity right now, because this party would not be England specific. It can actually reach into Wales and Northern Ireland and Scotland. A party that is based on traditionalism, probably traditionalist conservatism, and yeah, I think so. It might have a longer reach in those circumstances, and I'll be more than willing to help wherever I can with such a party. Yeah, I think so. People would prefer that, and also involving people that in that party which do not have too much baggage. socially or politically, because it's sometimes happening. You can't make it into a personality cult. You have to move away from it. We actually want to work on the basis of policies. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk today. Just a short session, short 35 minutes. um yeah, that's it. I'm gonna see now who was giving me a call, give them a call back. Hopefully it's something to do with the house move, and I get to hear some good news. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Have a good time.